Good afternoon and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. We're certainly glad to have you. And as always, I want to thank BTC Fiber for hosting our program. And you can see these interviews on BTC Fiber's cable channel 18 as well as BTC Fiber's YouTube page. And we would like to thank our sponsors to our program, Embers Ice Cream of Pikeville, Nickel Row Antique of Pikeville, and White Wagon Bed and Breakfast of Pikeville. And thank you if you're in Pikeville and need an ice cream, need an antique, or need a place to stay. See those folks. And today we have with us John Harmon, and he's no stranger to many folks around here. And John, it's good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And John, today we want to talk about the car shows that we've been having here. We have them on the second Saturday. That's right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. And let's do a little background first about the shows and how they've come a long way from what they started.
Well, after I retired, I had going on 28 years with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, and I'd been around the area and many opportunities to see other communities. And last year we were recently awarded the recognition for the Sequatchie Valley Scenic Byway, the National Scenic Byway. And then and I'm a car enthusiast, and there's a lot of car enthusiasts in our communities and other communities too. So, and then I was fortunate enough to be on the chamber board last year, and I wanted to continue to do things in my community after retirement. And I kind of talked to Janice and the board of directors, and some folks had some ideas to kind of tie that National Scenic Byway into some cruise-ins.
Right.
And a cruise-in is so much different than a car show. A cruise-in is so much more relaxing. There's no competition. You just drive your Buick or Oldsmobile or Volkswagen or Chevrolet, just anything you got, or Ford, whatever you want. Just come to a community and just relax and enjoy the people in the cars.
Well, that's fun, and I know probably even before I grew up, they were car shows, from a long way back. Always been car shows, but this is a little different.
Yes, the Sequatchie Valley and Dunlap really started cruise-ins back in the 80s. I've got pictures where they used to do it around Hardee's and Sequatchie County Bank back in around 86, 87.
I remember those.
Now that was a cruise-in. It wasn't a car show. In the evenings on Saturday, and we kind of got a little relaxed and, just kind of got old, but we're refreshing those car shows and cruise-ins now in the valley.
Well, and if anybody wants to come, it's open to anybody who wants to come. And the cars, like you said, the cars you see, some of them you think, man, I remember that from, and then some you think, oh, I've not seen that one before.
And the cruise-ins are free. And we enjoy the spectators and the car enthusiasts. And there again, there's no charge for those. And the thought process with the Scenic Byway was to have a cruising tour, where any given Saturday throughout the year, you could see old cars and classic cars running up and down the valley on the Scenic Byway. And that's where the idea started. And we got with each 4 communities and kind of told them what our idea was, to all work together to get economic development through the car enthusiast to come to each community. We start the first Saturday of the month. Every first Saturday of every month starts in Pikeville.
Okay.
And they have their cruise in. And then the second Saturday of every month, we have it in Dunlap. And then the third Saturday, we go to Crossroads. And of course, there's not a lot in Crossroads.
Right.
But it has really helped them in Crossroads to have a lot of different people coming to Crossroads and spending a little time there and getting to understand that area of the valley.
Well, that's a pretty area, too.
It is. People don't realize how pretty it is in Crossroads.
No, not till you go.
And then going across Sup Creek Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we end up in Crossville, downtown Crossville, for their cruise in the 4th Saturday. So any given Saturday throughout the summer and spring and fall, you can see old cars running up and down the valley.
Oh, I see them all the time, on those Saturdays. You see them driving.
Yes.
And that's neat, the idea that it's free first, that draw. And it's not just people from Dunlap that come to the Dunlap car show or the Crossroads, you know, you have people from out of town that go.
We've had people that have never been to Dunlap come to the Dunlap Cruise Inn and to Crossroads, to all 4 communities. So we've got people that are coming from outside our communities to come to the cruise inns. Of course, we've got a little incentive now.
Uh-huh.
When we were putting this together, you can come and get a puzzle piece.
Uh-huh.
There's 4 puzzle pieces, and what you do is when you come to the cruise inn and you bring a hot rod or a classic car, when you come to any one of the 4 communities, you'll get a puzzle piece
From that community.
Yes. So what the object is, you get a puzzle piece and you get a decal to put on your car.
Oh, okay.
Puzzle piece decal. We want you to go to all 4 communities. When you collect all 4 pieces, you get one in Crossroads, you get one in Pikeville, you get one in Dunlap and Crossville. When you collect all 4 pieces, you come back in December for the final cruise in for the Valley.
Uh-huh.
In December, the 2nd Saturday, for a celebration, the cruise in celebration, where we're going to be giving away big door prizes.
Oh.
And you get a final piece of the puzzle, okay, all the pieces will come together. When you bring all 4 puzzle pieces, you get the final piece and you're eligible for some pretty nice grand prizes,
Well.
which we can talk about in a few minutes.
All right. Well, that sounds neat. And in the process, you're seeing, like you said, the historic byway.
Yes.
And, you know, and this area has probably been a little, I guess, a secret to a lot of people. They've not, more and more people are coming to the valley now.
Yes.
But beforehand, they didn't really have a drive to come over but the valley, all throughout the valley, is increasing, and all the communities are building and adding things to their communities.
Yes.
So
And coming across 111, that's breathtaking.
It certainly
And we get
is.
to enjoy it every day.
We certainly do.
Of course, we've got a new sign, a new informational sign at the Scenic Byway on 111
Uh-huh.
and Highway 127, where motorists can stop and talk and read about the history of the valley and the settlers of the valley on both 127 and 111.
Well, that's really neat, because I'm excited because, you know, I'm not originally from here, but I've been here probably 40 years.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm from here.
Yeah, you are now.
Yeah. And it just excites me to see all the things that are going on in the valley that did not always go on.
Yes.
And so now let's talk about those grand prizes you
Well,
want to.
there are several grand prizes, and the object is for us to sell our communities and
Uh-huh.
market our communities and Tennessee's Great Valley, and how you can come to Dunlap and Crossroads and Marion County and Bledsoe County and Pikeville and go on to Crossville and enjoy a relaxing trip from the big city in Chattanooga. Come over here, slow down, take in a cruise in or a car show, or take in across the street while you're here
Uh-huh.
in all those communities, and get an ice cream or a hamburger or just whatever, and then go back home.
Yeah.
And we're just 30 minutes away. But the celebration, we've actually are giving away a 2-night stay, and we want to thank our sponsors for this. BTC Fiber was a big sponsor in helping us get this started.
Good.
They helped with the puzzle pieces and some decals, so they're a great sponsor.
They truly are.
But we have many other smaller sponsors too. But the Mercantile,
Uh-huh.
that organization is giving a 2-night stay at their Airbnb for anybody that collects all 4 puzzle pieces, is eligible for an Airbnb 2-night stay anytime during the year right here in Dunlap, to come over and enjoy a 2-night stay, a weekend getaway.
That's nice.
The local depot has it's the loft at the local depot
Uh-huh.
Airbnb. They've offered to give away a 2-night stay,
Oh,
and I'd estimate those to be $400
sure.
packages right
Yeah.
there. Fall Creek Falls State Park, tourism is very excited about what we're doing in the valley. All 4 communities. And they have offered to throw in a 2-night stay at the
Really?
new lodge. That's
Wow.
going to be something.
Yeah.
So that's something that we're going to give away in December. In order to be eligible, you have to collect all 4 pieces and bring a hot rod to each community. If you just bring 3, you're not eligible for those big grand prizes, but you'll still be eligible for some smaller prizes. Cumberland State Park is going to give a 2-night stay.
Wow.
At Cumberland State Park. So that's another. And the object is we want people to come back to our small communities.
Right.
We didn't want to give away anything to go to Gatlinburg. We want those folks to come back into our communities. Yes. In Crossville, we've even got a 2-night stay at Fairfield Glade and a round of golf.
Oh, really?
To give away. So there's some nice gifts away.
Yeah.
Giveaways. We've also got a Barry Campbell's Tire right down the street. He's offered to give up to $800 on a set of tires for a vehicle.
Wow.
So that's another good vendor that's willing to help support what we're trying to do.
Well, that's great.
So we'll have a lot of other miscellaneous prizes to give away, but we look for that second Saturday in December to be a big, and we're going to have a toy drive that day too.
Oh, well, that'd be good.
So we can come and enjoy hot rods and enjoy the celebration, have some Christmas.
That's going to be right here.
Yes, right here in the middle of Dunlap, in the heart of the Sequatchie Valley.
Well, that alone sounds exciting. I mean, that brings people here, that gives them a chance to be in the valley and see some things. And then that gives you a chance to build for next year.
It does. But not only does it help Dunlap, it's helping every community because the cars that are coming from outside our communities are stopping in Pikeville and buying gas to get to Dunlap. Or if we're going to Pikeville, they're stopping in Dunlap or Jasper to get gas to go to. It's really helping out economically on a small scale. But we've had a lot of visitors that have brought cars that have never been to the valley.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's good because I know this is not a sports competition. If it's a sports competition, we'd be battling each other.
Yeah.
But this puts all that aside where we can all work together for the betterment of the whole valley.
Yes.
And that's what I like is seeing the valley grow, and it's going to grow whether we want it to or not.
Yes.
But things like this bring people over to enjoy because there's a lot of things here in the valley we have to offer. That for people to come and see, just one-day quick trips.
Yes. Now we're doing the 50-50 drawing as a general rule, and we're giving that to local charities. We're going to do some of that, and each community's doing a little something different within their community, but they're all giving away those poker chips or puzzle chips is what we want to call it.
Well, that seems so great, and I know that took a lot of working together in all these communities and all these car clubs. To get together and say, hey, that sounds like a good idea. Let's put it together.
Yes. Now the little puzzle pieces, it's unique. The idea was it took a lot of work to put the final thing together, but our local Sequatchie County High School shop class is the one making these puzzle pieces for us. Yes.
Wow, that's great.
So they're involved in this little cruising tour with building the puzzle pieces. So we're excited to have them on board.
Well, that's neat because then those kids can say, "Hey, I was a part of that."
That's exactly right.
And then they may we know a lot of people have these cars at home that we don't know about that they work on to get them refurbished.
Yes.
So they may have some, or they may have a relative that has one that. So hey, come and do this. You can get this piece I helped make.
Yes. So we're just trying to capitalize on this new Sequatchie Valley National Scenic Byway, and we're doing something different that no other community's doing. Now there's a lot of cruise-ins, but nobody's giving anything like what we're doing. It's a cruising tour.
Yeah. And I like the whole idea because you can go from one to the other to the other. I like that idea.
Yes.
Because I know in the past, like I said, sometimes there's car shows and things like this conflict with each other.
Yes,
And
yes.
this allows them to still have their show or their cruise in and not conflict with others.
Right. So it's exciting. We Dunlap struggled a little because of the weather.
Uh-huh.
We haven't had any good weather yet, but we're rain or shine, we're holding ours. But we'll get some good weather.
Right.
But it's not, as long as everybody's being successful, that's what it's all about. It's
Right.
not about just one community. We're trying to market the whole Sequatchie Valley. And we want to encourage those folks to get off the roadway.
Uh-huh.
Go on the East Valley Road and see the old farms and
Yes.
see the beauty of the valley.
Yes.
Yes.
Because my wife and I did that one time. We went on East Valley and we went north up through to Pikeville. And because I'd never been that far up on East Valley Road all these years, and I've never traveled up that way. And I thought, well, I'm going to do that.
Well, actually, a lot of people don't know that Cumberland County comes into the valley.
Yes, it does.
I always thought it was Bledsoe County all the way to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Because that's the way 127 went. But when you get on the East Valley Road, you go up there to where the Sequatchie River starts. You're actually in Cumberland County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a neat area up there. It's beautiful. I went up there just recently, and some beautiful area up there.
Yes.
I mean, when
yes.
you stop and see some old homes, you see the river flowing from where it starts, and
Yes.
just a lot of beautiful things. And that's like you said, you're trying to get people over here to say, "Hey, come and see us. We're just as pretty. We may not have
Yes.
all the big buildings and pretty sights like that, but we got pretty scenery."
We got some things. We've got some good ideas. People are starting to come around and say, "Hey, why don't we do this?" And we've got some energy involved in this in certain areas.
Uh-huh.
Some people are coming up with some ideas. Next year, we want to try to do something a little different to add to what we've already started. Maybe do a little more, maybe a parade or two type thing.
Yeah, I was going to say you could get involved with like Whitwell's Labor Day Parade,
Yeah.
the 4th of July Parade here, or any of the Christmas parades
Yeah.
you get. And
Well, we don't want to take away from anybody else's event,
right,
but if we can complement them, we can. But we've had some ideas where when everybody gets to the cruise in, they kind of stay there. We kind of want to make it, a couple of the communities kind of want to make it a little more, I wouldn't say aggressive, but a little more entertaining to where you don't have to stay there for 2 hours. We want you to drive your car through town, and everybody wants to see it running up down the road
Right,
instead
do.
of just seeing it stationary.
yeah,
Be comfortable pulling in and out of the parking lot and going to the dairy bar and then coming back. Kind of make it a cruising tour.
yeah. Sometimes I have a hard time keeping my eye on the road when I see one of those cars
That's right,
drive by.
that's right.
You know, I have to be careful.
Yes, yes.
Take a quick look.
Yep.
But well, that's exciting, John. I really think this is going to be great. And like I say, it brings all these communities together, and I'm sure you've made friendships with people that you didn't know before.
Yes.
And that's the neat thing, is developing the friendships, the camaraderie with everybody.
In the car enthusiast, we all have our brands. I'm a Ford guy, and everybody's just, there's a lot of Chevrolet guys and Chrysler and Mopar guys and Studebaker guys, and then there's people that don't care what they are. They just like them all. But it's fun, and when you get car enthusiasts together, we just pick at each other and carry on and move on. But in reality, the car enthusiast likes all vehicles.
Right.
If you're a car guy, you're a car guy.
Yeah, that's true. And I like to see those cars there because it's kind of, of course, when I grew up, antiques were like the 30s and 40s,
Right.
And I guess I'm telling my age, but those antiques are really nice and few and far between now.
Yes.
And
yes.
so,
Well, we encourage everybody to come out. Everybody, spectators. If you've got an old car or a Corvette or a Mustang or whatever you got, and you feel like you'd like to show it off and showcase it, bring it. and come on out to one of those communities. We'd like for you to go to all 4 communities.
Right. And to classify for if it has to be an antique, it's 25 years old or older, right?
Yes, but we're
But you're
we're taking brand new Corvettes.
Yeah.
You know, or Lamborghinis or whatever you got that we might not get to see very often.
Yeah. So just anybody can bring a car.
Yes.
Well, that's really neat. Anything else you want to add to what we've talked about? Anything that we haven't brought up?
Well, I think we've hit about everything. I just like to see this started with an idea, with a few people getting together with an idea. It's the Chamber of Commerce and the volunteers at the Chamber of Commerce and some volunteers that offered to do this here in Dunlap. It's not one person's, it's our community event. It's not sanctioned or anything. We just are encouraging people to come out on the square, just like in the other communities.
Right.
So it's not one person that's the boss or anything like that. It's all of us working together to make our communities better and have a place safe,
Right.
comfortable, and enjoyable for those car enthusiasts.
Well, that's great.
And I would like to say, I'll never get it out of me being a Tennessee State Trooper. We want to encourage everyone to buckle up and arrive alive. Those seatbelts save lives.
No,
Even in those hot rods, they need to wear those seatbelts.
They sure do. I agree with you with that.
Yes.
I'm behind you on that.
Yes.
Well, thank you for being with us, John. I appreciate it, and because
Thank you for having me.
hey, no problem. Because you've been on my radar for a while. Just hadn't our schedules have been
Yes.
at odds.
Yes.
So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And again, second Saturday of the month here in Dunlap, you can come see the cruise in right here at the Citizens Tri-County Bank parking lot. So come out and visit these folks and come to the other communities and see these other cars, and you'll have a great time. And again, thank you to BTC Fiber for sponsoring our program. Again, you can see this program on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as BTC Fiber's Cable Channel 18. And again, thank you to our sponsors, Embers Ice Cream, Nickel Rose Antiques, and White Wagon Bed and Breakfast. So until next time, have a great day.